Most open concept spaces look great in photos, but in reality? They usually feel like a chaotic furniture showroom where your sofa is constantly fighting your dining table for breathing room. In 2026, the giant empty box look is officially out. Today, we are breaking down the exact design formulas the world's top interior designers use to create stunning, high-end living and dining combos that feel connected, but completely distinct. If you want your home to look expensive without feeling cold, you need to avoid the 3 layout mistakes we're covering in this video. The traditional approach to interior design, often referred to as perimeter lining, is increasingly viewed as a relic of the past. By pushing all furniture against the walls, homeowners inadvertently create a dance floor effect, a cavernous, underutilized void in the center of the room that lacks intimacy and purpose. As we look toward 2026, the design industry is pivoting toward floating zones, a method that prioritizes human interaction and spatial flow over sheer square footage. 1. The mechanics of the floating layout. Floating zones involve pulling primary furniture pieces, sofas, armchairs, and consoles, away from the walls by at least 12 to 24 inches. This creates a circulation path behind the furniture, allowing people to move through the room without interrupting the conversation area. The psychological impact: furniture placed in the center of a room creates a sense of grounding. It signals that the area is a destination for engagement rather than just a hallway. Acoustic benefits: breaking up the central void helps dampen echoes and improves the acoustic quality of the room, making it feel cozier and more high-end. Point 2. The sofa as a structural anchor. In a floating layout, the sofa is no longer just a seat, it is a piece of architecture. Soft boundaries: using the back of a sofa to define a space is a hallmark of the broken plan layout. It separates the living area from a dining nook or home office without the need for permanent walls. The silhouette requirement: for this to be successful, the sofa must be low profile. A high-backed sofa creates a visual wall that truncates the room and blocks natural light. Tailored aesthetics: because the back of the sofa is now visible, the upholstery must be tailored, meaning the seams, fabric tension, and finishing on the rear of the piece are just as refined as the front. Point 3. Preserving sightlines and energy flow. The core philosophy of 2026 design is the balance between definition and transparency. Sightlines: by keeping furniture heights low, typically below 30 inches for sofa backs, the eye can travel across the entire room to the windows or architectural features. This prevents the boxed-in feeling common in small apartments. Energy flow: feng shui integration and spatial energetics: dead space is where energy stagnates. Floating zones encourage a S-curve movement through the room, which feels more organic and inviting than the rigid, linear paths created by perimeter layouts. Point 4. Supporting elements for floating zones. To prevent a floating sofa from looking like it's drifting at sea, it must be anchored by secondary elements. Area rugs: a rug acts as the foundation for the zone. All furniture legs should ideally sit on the rug to visually lock the pieces together. Console tables: placing a slim console table behind a floating sofa provides a surface for lighting, lamps, and decor, further softening the transition between zones. Floor lighting: since floating zones are away from wall outlets, integrated floor outlets or cordless LED lamps are essential to provide task lighting without hazardous cords crossing the walkways. Creating a cohesive flow between two distinct functional areas within an open concept layout requires a sophisticated approach to color theory and material application. As we look toward 2026, the design landscape is shifting away from the clinical gallery-wide aesthetic that dominated the last decade. In its place, a movement toward organic warmth is emerging, characterized by a palette of rich, pigmented neutrals. Soft alabaster provides a luminous foundation without the cold blue undertones of traditional stark whites, while muted taupe and deep walnut serve as grounding elements that add architectural weight and visual comfort to a space. The transition from a dining area to a living area is best bridged through the principle of micro-repetition, a technique used by high-end designers to create rhythm without redundancy. The primary goal is to avoid the showroom effect created by matching furniture sets, which often lacks personality and feels dated. Instead, professional curation relies on a visual thread strategy. 1. Material continuity. If your dining table features a specific grain of white oak or a dark walnut finish, do not buy a matching coffee table. Instead, integrate that specific wood species into smaller, disparate elements, such as the frame of a lounge chair, a set of floating shelves, or even the base of a floor lamp in the adjacent zone. This creates a subconscious link that tells the eye both spaces belong to the same narrative. 2. Textural echoing. Texture acts as a silent connector. By taking the heavyweight linen used for dining chair upholstery and applying it to throw pillows or window treatments in the living area, you create a tactile consistency. This can be extended to metals as well. A brushed brass chandelier over the dining table finds its counterpart in the drawer pulls of a media console or the inlay of a side table. 3. Tonal layering. To prevent an open concept space from feeling flat, use varying shades of your primary neutral. If the walls are a warm alabaster, use a deeper taupe for the area rugs to define the islands of furniture. This layering adds depth and prevents the two spaces from bleeding into one another in a way that feels unorganized. By focusing on these subtle repetitions, you achieve a collected look that feels evolved over time. The result is a home that feels intentionally designed, where the transition between eating and relaxing is seamless, sophisticated, and deeply resonant with the organic trends of the coming years. The transition from a standard interior to a luxury environment hinges on a sophisticated layered lighting strategy. Relying solely on a uniform grid of recessed ceiling lights, often referred to as builder-grade lighting, results in a flat, sterile atmosphere that lacks depth and architectural interest. To master an open-concept layout, you must implement a hierarchical lighting plan that utilizes contrast, scale, and placement to define spatial boundaries. 1. The dining anchor, the statement fixture. In an open-concept space, the dining area requires a visual destination to ground the furniture. The fixture, opt for a sculptural chandelier, a linear suspension light, or an oversized pendant. The scale should be approximately 1/2 to 2/3 the width of the dining table. Placement, hang the fixture 30 to 36 inches above the tabletop. This lower placement creates an envelope of light, fostering an intimate, private atmosphere separate from the rest of the room. The effect, it acts as a vertical anchor, drawing the eye and signaling a shift in the room's function. Point 2. The living zone, layered ambient lighting. While the dining area is defined by a single focal point, the living area should be defined by a glow. Avoid harsh overhead glare by distributing light across 3 distinct layers. Eye-level lighting, use elegant floor lamps and table lamps with high-quality shades. This places light at the level of human interaction, making the space feel warm and inviting. Architectural/accent lighting, incorporate wall sconces, picture lights for artwork, or LED cove lighting. These graze the walls, adding texture and making the room feel wider. Low glare down lighting, if using recessed lights, ensure they are regressed, set deep into the ceiling, with warm dim technology to avoid the interrogation room effect. Point 3. The psychology of light heights. The human brain perceives spatial transitions through changes in light intensity and height. High-level light mimics daylight and promotes alertness, best used sparingly for general navigation. Mid to low-level light mimics the setting sun or a fireplace. It triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, signaling relaxation. By dropping the light height in the dining and living zones, you create pools of light that naturally guide movement and define rooms without the need for physical walls. Point 4. Technical specifications for luxury color temperature. Stick to 2700 K, warm white, for a cozy, high-end residential feel. CRI. Color rendering index. Ensure all bulbs have a CRI of 90 or higher. This ensures that the colors of your furniture, rugs, and art appear vibrant and true to life. Dimmers. Every light source must be dimmable. The ability to control the mood is the ultimate hallmark of luxury design. Rugs serve as the invisible architecture of an open-concept home, acting as the primary tool for defining functional zones without the need for physical barriers. To master the 2026 aesthetic, one must move beyond mere floor covering and treat rugs as structural anchors that dictate the flow and scale of the entire great room. The living room, anchoring and proportions. The most frequent design pitfall is the postage stamp rug, a piece so small it sits in the center of the room with no furniture touching it. This creates a disjointed, floating effect that makes even large rooms feel cramped and unorganized. The front feet rule. At a minimum, the front 6 to 8 inches of your sofa and accent chairs must sit atop the rug. This physical connection creates a cohesive conversation island. The All Legs Luxury. For a truly high-end 2026 look, specify a rug large enough for all 4 legs of every seating piece to rest on the surface. This provides a sense of boundless luxury and superior acoustic dampening. Materiality. Look for high-twist wools or silk viscose blends. These materials offer a subtle sheen that catches natural light, adding depth to the living zone. The dining area. Practicality versus minimalism. In an open layout, the dining area often competes with the living room for visual attention. You have 2 distinct paths to achieve a professional finish. The minimalist, rug-free approach, as microcement, wide plank European oak, and large format porcelain tiles dominate 2026 trends, leaving the floor bare under the dining table is a sophisticated choice. This highlights the architectural beauty of the flooring and allows for easier maintenance. To make this work, ensure the dining chairs have high-quality felt glides to prevent noise and scratching. The performance rug approach. If you choose a rug, it must be a performance grade, typically solution-dyed acrylic or recycled PET fibers that resist staining. The 24-inch clearance. The rug must extend at least 24 inches 60 centimeters beyond the table edge on all sides. This ensures that when a guest pulls their chair out to sit, the back legs remain on the rug, preventing the tripping hazard of a caught chair leg. Pile height. Stick to low pile or flat weave constructions. High pile or shag rugs under a dining table are a functional error, as they trap crumbs and make moving chairs difficult, achieving layout harmony. To create a unified 2026 feel, the rugs in your open layout should be cousins, not twins. Avoid matching sets. Instead, coordinate through a shared color palette or complementary textures. For example, pair a plush, neutral wool rug in the living area with a tonal, flat weave geometric rug in the dining area. This consistency in scale and variation in texture creates a curated, designer-led environment that feels both intentional and effortless. Creating a stunning living and dining room combo isn't about spending the most money, it's about mastering spatial balance, keeping sightlines open, and choosing a cohesive material story. Which of these 2026 trends are you going to try in your own home? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you found these layout tips helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up for more high-end interior design breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.